Life in Bhutan, a hidden gem nestled in the Himalayas, isn't like anywhere else in the world. It's one of the most isolated countries, but that's exactly what makes it special. From its breathtaking mountain landscapes to its commitment to happiness over economic growth, Bhutan's way of life feels like stepping into another time. Ready to find out what makes this little kingdom so unique? Imagine living in a place where you couldn't even drive in until the 1960s. That's Bhutan. For centuries, the only way to get there was by foot, trekking through steep mountain passes. This isolation has allowed Bhutan to stay largely untouched by outside influences, keeping its traditions and culture intact. Even today, with roads and flights, Bhutan is selective about how much of the world it lets in. The country was closed to tourists until 1974, and even now, it limits visitors to protect its environment and culture. Why? Because in Bhutan, preserving the country's identity is more important than chasing after development at any cost. This little kingdom is tucked away in the Himalayas, surrounded by towering mountains, thick forests, and deep valleys. It's beautiful, but incredibly remote. Bhutan is famous for measuring success differently from the rest of the world. Instead of focusing on GDP, they've got something better: gross national happiness. Yes, they actually prioritize happiness over money. Imagine filling out a survey about how happy you are instead of how much you earn. That's how Bhutan does it, ensuring its people are satisfied with life, not just with their bank accounts. Oh, and it's the only carbon-negative country on the planet, meaning they clean up more carbon than they produce. In Bhutan, it's not about fast food chains or skyscrapers. There's no McDonald's or Starbucks, and the people like it that way. Thimphu, the capital, may be growing, but it's holding tight to its traditions. The government even requires 60% of the land to remain forested, and today, a whopping 72% of Bhutan is still covered in lush greenery. Thimphu, the tiny capital, is one of the few places where you won't see a traffic light. Instead, they've got a guy standing in the middle of the road directing traffic. It's quirky, but fits perfectly with the slow, peaceful pace of life. People live simply here, going to cafes, watching Bollywood movies, and celebrating colorful festivals like Chechu, which is a big deal in Bhutan. And you know what? Nobody's in a rush. Bhutan has some pretty unusual traditions too. You'll find giant phalluses painted on buildings to ward off evil spirits. Yes, you heard that right. Plus, there's a deep belief in karma. Do good, and you're set for the next life. Too bad. Well, let's just say you might come back as a three-legged yak. It's a fascinating blend of spirituality and superstition that keeps Bhutan so distinct. When it comes to protecting the environment, Bhutan is a world leader. They're all about renewable energy, mostly using hydropower, and their forests are pristine. In a world obsessed with growth and development, Bhutan has shown that it's possible to stay sustainable, peaceful, and happy all at once. This is a country committed to keeping nature at the center of everything. Bhutan is more than just a beautiful place. It's a living example of how to prioritize what really matters: happiness, culture, and nature. Want to know more about unique places like Bhutan? Let me know what you think in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon to stay in the loop for more hidden gems around the world.